thing that I do want to talk about is Nana sent me a post on the Facebook page, facebook.com/Man Hour Sports Talk. And she did say that Tom Brady has 10 fingers. One ring is occupied by his wedding ring, and he has 7 Super Bowl rings. So he has room for 2 more rings on his finger. Do you think Tom Brady gets 2 more Super Bowl rings before he retires?
I hope not. I really don't. I'm tired of Tom Brady. I'm tired of Brady being in the Super Bowl. I want to see something different. Give us variety. Like that was the beauty of the league when free agency came about was like, and they had the salary cap. Is parity is prevalent, and even to this day is prevalent in the league. You can go worst to first in the NFL just because of free agency alone.
Right.
I mean, the Jacksonville Jaguars did it. The Cleveland Browns kind of did it. So it's, I don't know. I'm just good on him for everything he's done. You cannot take it away. The guy's the greatest to ever play the quarterback position. I know you said second best. I don't care. 7 rings.
Joking.
The guy.
I was totally just
Yeah.
joking on that. Yeah.
The guy's played 20 years and been to 10 Super Bowls. Who wouldn't love to have a career that basically every other year you go to the Super Bowl,
right,
and you win 70% of your games?
Well, and then and then not only that, he has spent over half of his life in the NFL. Like,
yeah,
I mean, if he was drafted at 22 and he's going to be 44 this year, half of his life he has been in the NFL. So, I mean, he is doing something right. So, why not get 2 more rings, man? Like, just fill all 10 with like rings. Like, well, why not? But just
as long as his kids don't steal the Super Bowl rings. Like, I don't know if you heard that. Like Vince Wilfork. Vince Wilfork's kid stole his Super Bowl rings and tried to pawn them off.
That's ridiculous. I mean, first things first, like, your parent is a professional athlete. If you need some money, ask them for it. 9 times out of 10, they'll probably give it to you. But then to pawn off a Super Bowl ring, doesn't it have their name on it? Like, hey, did you ask your dad? Like, how did you get this ring? Oh, it is like it was my dad's. Does your dad know you have this and trying to pawn it off? Wow, but yeah, I mean, you know what, Tom? Win your 2 more rings, and then after you win those 2 more rings, pass the luck over to my Kansas City Chiefs and let Patrick Mahomes win 10. Let Patrick Mahomes win 9 rings, and we'll be good. I mean, I'll be happy.
We will never see another quarterback win that many Super Bowls.
At
least in our lifetime.
Is it because of the mentality that Tom Brady had that people would be willing to take pay cuts to go play there?
I think so, because it's like I said, they were stealing free agents off the market. Like, guys would sign there intentionally for undervalue. They were making trades for players like, oh, we just traded a 5th round or a 4th round pick to get Randy Moss. What? Or actually, I don't even think it was a 4th. It might have been later than that. It might have been like a 7th round pick.
I can't remember. Yeah,
I can't remember, but it was a later round pick, and you're like, huh? Like, how come nobody else pulled the trigger on that kind of deal? I mean, there again, being from Green Bay, like Favre did publicly state, like, when they basically said they were going to trade Moss, Favre was like, get me Moss.
Yeah.
Bring him to Green Bay. And he kind of irked, he kind of got irked with the ownership when they didn't make a deal for him. Because again, the complaint there was the same as they never put any receivers around Favre. No, just because Favre did the same thing Rodgers did, he could make average receivers look great.
Yeah. So let me ask you this question. I mean, like, many people went to New England to play with Tom Brady, the greatest quarterback of all time. We are seeing kind of Patrick. Do you think we will see a Patrick Mahomes effect in Kansas City, where people will start to take pay cuts to go to Kansas City to like play?
I do eventually. I mean, because there again, even when Peyton went to Denver, there was guys basically tripping over themselves to go to Denver to go play with Peyton. So yeah, I think they do. Like, if you hit that elite tier, things happen. How many guys too took pay cuts or restructured deals so they could go to New Orleans to play with Drew Brees? It
True.
happens. Like
Yeah.
it just happens. So that is the one thing that kind of shocked me with Green Bay is that there wasn't that many players tripping over themselves to go into Green Bay to play with Aaron Rodgers. So, but
Is it
there again,
because of
with
Aaron Rodgers or is it because of that
no,
ownership?
it was because of at that time it was because of Ted Thompson. Ted Thompson would not dip his toe into free agency whatsoever. He was a big draft your players and develop, which I always laughed at because he's draft and develop and then let them leave in free agency. Like
Yeah.
he would sign one or two of them. Like his marquee free agent that he ever signed, his biggest one was Charles Woodson. So he would dip his toe only if it would be like a surefire thing. That's the only way he dipped his toe into free agency.
And you really can't say somebody's going to be a surefire thing because different systems fit different players better than like others.
Right.
So, I mean,
Uh,
yeah.